And today I wanted to show you a little bit more specifically about the My Škoda app. But before I get into the detail of the app, let me show you a little bit about the automotive industry because it's actually a very specific industry, and it might be an industry that you never have experienced before because you never own a car, or it could be an industry that you only have experience like every 5, 10 years because you are not changing the car every day. But what is very important is the first thing is the industry is actually changing quite a bit, as you are not surprised. So many people in the past actually go from to the showroom, and in the 1980 you will see that people usually go 4.6 times to the showroom before they actually buy the car. But this number dropped significantly this year. We will see only that the people go 1.5 times to the dealership before they purchase the car. And what does that mean is you don't really get too much chance to talk to the customer to convince them to purchase the car. What is all these people is moving now is to digital. So you need to basically prepare them in a digital way. When they come to the dealership, it's pretty much the moment that the decision is made. I'm just coming to sign the contract. And then what is very important and quite critical recently with the automotive industry is connectivity now is not just a cherry on top of the cake. It is now becoming part of the deal breaker because 60% of the customer will actually switch the car brand for a better connectivity. So which means in this is not only a nice to have, but it's now becoming a must have. And the second thing, which is actually very specific Škoda data, is we know that for the BEV that we are selling, 96% of these people enroll their vehicle to connectivity. And what all this number is basically telling us is connectivity and My Škoda is now becoming essential part of the customer experience when they have the car. So now let's get a little bit into the detail of the app. Actually, this chart is pretty messy. I must admit that as well, because actually in the past, our app landscape is pretty messy. Because if in the past, when you search Škoda in the App Store, you will get 6 apps in the App Store, which honestly, you don't know which one to download because we have My Škoda, we have another one, which is My Škoda IV. The name even sounds quite similar. And then we have a Power Pass for charging. We have Move and Fun for particular vehicle. We have the media room for the Škoda News. We have the Connect Life for another kind of vehicle. And what all this is telling us is in the past, we are working pretty much on silo. So based on different vehicle model, based on different function, you go to the app store, you will try to guess which one is the correct app for you, which is actually not the customer experience that we wanted to provide because we want the customer search in the app store, Škoda, there's only one app. That's the app that you need, regardless of what car you have, regardless of what feature you want. So that's the super app strategy that we have. And now, moving forward, is once you have the strategy, it's very important to define who is actually your target customer. And we know that we don't need to convince everyone to use the app because we know that in different generation, for example, now we're always talking about the Gen Z, they are what we call digital native because they use the app already super much. They spend so much time on the phone, like 6 hours per day. You can actually check on your phone statistic how many hours you actually spend on the phone, and you will be surprising yourself like, oh my god, I actually spend quite a lot of time on the phone. And these people, as they are already digital native, they already so much used to buy things on the phone. They already go to the store and they show the phone. This is like their native behavior. So you don't need to convince these people. They are already native. And the second generation, which is the Gen Y, which is the millennial, we call it, and they are also quite native in the phone. They spend like 5 hours a day and they are used to do the online shopping. They use the phone to do the product search and they are used to use the coupon, etc. So these are also our target customer. But if you look at the Gen X, which is a little bit older generation, they are what we call digital immigrant because when they were born, digital was not that much a thing for them. So they are still learning how to use the phone. Pretty much they use it for necessary purpose, for example, like talking to their grandchildren or like if they will need to call someone or things like that. And in that case, you don't need to really convince everyone to use the phone because you need to actually target the people who are more like native in this area. So thus you see this is the gap, what we call digital everyday explorer. That's our Škoda target customer. And now, moving on then is about what function we actually wanted to offer. Because at the end of the day, how to define the function, how to put it into the development is very critical because the development team has a certain capacity. So, what is very critical is to define what is your vision. So, in our case, we want to be making owning the car the most simple, surprising, sustainable experience. And the very important part is even before the start, because when everyone is telling me, I ask them, have you downloaded my Škoda? And they will tell, I don't own a Škoda car. Why do I need to download my Škoda? But the key point here is we want them to do it even before they start driving the car, because in my Škoda we are offering different kind of function, which I will later show you more in detail as well. And here, you see what we call our strategy house. So connectivity, which is still our foundation, is very important. The app is still used to connect the car, but then what we wanted to build on top in this super app strategy is to build attraction. So we want to attract the prospect in the early stage into the Škoda ecosystem. We want to engage the customer, and we want to use this as a platform to generate a lead to our dealership so that it can support the business as well. And the last part is all this thing ultimately build a personalized brand experience. And now, just to show you a little bit how we actually evolve. In 2017, we are still a basic app, which is about connectivity. So, as you could imagine, what the connectivity app is doing is a lot about finding where is the car park. I need to honk and flash the car because I don't know where I park. But these are just the basic. And then in 2022, we actually moved to an area what we call super app. So we wanted to have the whole customer journey migrated to one app, which is the MySQL app. So we started to offer something like a loyalty program, so people can use the challenge or do the challenges, and then they earn the loyalty point. We are also having the lucky draw, so people can participate and then win some reward from Škoda, and they can also track their vehicle, book the test drive, do the car configuration. And as Milos already touched on a little bit at the beginning, the next step, what we wanted to evolve is to be their AI companion, which is more about the proactiveness. So we don't want the people to open the app to find the things. We want to proactively tell them, hey, this is the things that you need, and I predict that you need it. So you don't need to tell me because I'm your companion and I know that you need it. And here, just to show you a little bit of sneak peek, actually, what is the app offering? So as I mentioned at the beginning already, that we have a car configurator test drive. So even though you don't have the Škoda car, you are thinking about buying the Škoda car, you can download the app. We also have a demo mode, so you can actually try the connectivity even before you actually buy the car. And in the usage phase, we are bringing already the AI into my Škoda. So actually, this year we have the official partnership with Google, that we are using the Google Gemini technology into my Škoda. So you can start writing a prompt, and then my Škoda is now planning your route to your destination. And then in the after sales area, we are already offering the service booking, so you can book your service. There is also the gamified loyalty program. You can complete a set of challenges, you get the loyalty point, and then you can use it to redeem the Škoda merchandise. And then the last thing, which is very critical, is you might ask like why you are doing it. And the reason why we are doing it is a lot about the data, because at the end of the day, what help the business is data. You need to have the 360 view of the customer. And in the past, we only have the vehicle data. So I know, okay, this car is driving this kilometer, this consumption, but I'm missing the customer data. I don't know what's the customer actually lives. I don't know what's the customer name. I don't even know whether he's female or male. And then, of course, the behavioral data, like are they tapping this first, tapping that first, how actually they are interacting with the app. And of course, then the transactional data. And by having this super app strategy, we combine all this data, and then we have this 360-degree view of the customer. So now I know Chloe is a kind of person, she lives in the village and she's always doing this, then now I can target her with the specific offer. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you here.